Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. Today I'm joined by a special guest, perhaps one of the craziest free-to-players I've ever met. Danny, welcome to the channel. How you doing?
Hi, thanks for having me here. I'm very, very excited to be here.
So, I mean, you reached out to me and you said, look, I've been playing for a couple of years and got some pretty cool achievements that you want to share. I guess, firstly, just talk us through, your raid life, like how long you've been going for, what's kind of got you into this game, and perhaps other games that you've been interested in as well before this.
Okay, so I am just short a few days of getting RX, so I think that puts my gameplay of about 2 years. And how I came to raid, it was a funny situation. I used to play a long time ago another gacha game, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
Okay, yeah.
And it was getting too complicated and too pay to win. And they introduced some changes, and I didn't like them. So I looked for another game, and Raid was coming into the world at that time. But to be honest, it was not a very interesting game for me at the moment. So I played for a couple of months and I dropped it.
Right.
And then I was playing a Japanese game for 2 years or so. And in Japanese games, it is very common that they have like this kind of quest that if you play such and such game and reach, level 25, you get some rewards in game.
Oh, okay,
on
yeah.
your,
I know what you mean.
on your game. And so I got a pop-up for Raid. They said, okay, I know this game. I can reach this in a week and I can get my free reward. I move on. And so I did it, but again, I got hooked up with the Raid, and then I end up dropping the Final Fantasy War of the Visions, which was the game of the time, and I start playing Raid again, because by that time there was a lot of things to do in Raid, and it was a lot more interesting than at the very beginning.
So I know you're free to play in Raid. Were you free to play in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes as well? Is that your play style?
I was. In Galaxy of Heroes, I was, because it was a super expensive game.
Yeah.
And but funny enough, is made in a way that you can actually get to number one arena as a free to play, because the tier, the classification, it's like by the hour. So if you have a Discord group, you can coordinate with a top 100 players or so of the server, and then everybody can get a nice reward.
Sure.
Different games. Sorry.
Okay,
nothing
cool.
crazy like Platinum Marina here. Here is impossible.
Well, I guess so you've been playing for a couple of years, which is actually not that long, in terms of free to play world. So I've met a few crazy free to players over my time, and already I can already picture what the comments are going to say right now. Like, I'm looking at your gem count, which is insane. I'm looking at your silver count, which is insane. I'm looking at just the portal here. By the way, it's the first time I logged into this account. I'm looking at the portal and I'm seeing a whole ton of sacred shards. Let's have a quick look around before we talk about this.
The sacreds were over 70 just a few weeks ago, but during the Wixwell fusion, it was my niece's wedding, so I had to drop a bunch of sacreds just to keep up with it. Fusion.
Damn. Well, I guess the main reason why you reached out is because within 2 years, you've actually achieved something which I'd imagine very few people have already achieved, certainly free to play, but even at all, which is completing all of the Marius missions.
Yeah, I was, when it first got announced, I said, okay, this is going to be another Raman 2 hell. Probably you need to clear Soul Cross. It's not going to be possible for me, and such and such. But then they dropped the missions. I said, damn, this is actually doable. Yeah, I can do this. And then I start, studying a little bit the missions, and I said, okay, I can try to push it to be one of the first free-to-play players to achieve it, because basically, if you have gems, and I have a ton of them,
you've got plenty of gems.
Energy is not a problem, and energy was the biggest roadblock, I guess, because when you start, there are some missions with these crazy mythical artifacts. Gets, I don't know, 10, 20, and then there is one with the chest plates, which is crazy also. But in the end, I didn't spend so many gems as I thought I would. I think that the count came to around 7,000 or something.
Yeah, well, you said, sometimes you kind of plan a little bit. Well, I do have the example of you planning a little bit. So basically, Danny sent me through his spreadsheet here, which you basically planned out where all of your potential roadblocks would be. And was this literally, as soon as it was announced and we kind of got, almost like that back-end group of missions announced, you went on to build this? Is that how you work?
Yeah. Actually, the missions, they change a little bit the wording.
Yeah.
And I think this is still the original set of missions that you put in your website.
Okay.
I think that the test just changed for, clear whatever stage in Tranos, and they added hard later on. At the very beginning, it was just D7 or whatever the stage. But I did that. Day one. Yeah.
I see. So I hadn't realized before. So you've literally mapped out how many days, or on which day you think you're going to do these missions. Is that what this is saying?
Yeah, the day I reached the mission, the day I completed the mission, and how many days since I started, since the content dropped.
Yeah. And you put into this spreadsheet a day where it's kind of like, I know I have to do that on that day.
Exactly.
Yeah. And therefore, because you can't, it's not like a, like a potion keep where you can open it up with gems. Actually, you just have to wait for the day to come around. Like I'm a sucker for this. So I don't do Iron Twins on a daily basis. And I'm so frustrated with myself when I missed the day that it was. Like, I check in on my missions because every now and then I'll be checking in. I'm like, man, I've missed it for another whole week. So
yes, that's the problem. Every time you miss one day, you are not missing one day, you are missing 1 week because of the void that you can only do on Sundays. That means that you're actually losing one whole week. Yeah.
And is there anywhere in this then where you would say you were not very time efficient?
I made a little mistake in the second block because I thought there was only one Hydra mission, and they were actually two. So the first one, I used all my keys ahead of time, and then I lost a week.
Oh, I see. You have to wait another week. Yeah,
over there, that one.
Oh, here it is. Okay. Blocked out in red is like mistake.
That. from 4.7 to 4.10, but that translates into 1 week of delay.
Yeah. Oh, I see. So you've got it again down here. And then what I like as well, actually, so as you've gone down this, you've said, where did I actually need to spend gems to get this done? So you've had to spend gems, for example, on the Iron Twins here. But, all the way through block 1, no gems, or like 150 gems. Block 2, another 150. Again, it's another Iron Twins. Why is that? Why would you have to spend gems there?
Well,
you just needed energy, or
no?
Clear stage 8.
Maybe that's it got misplaced on the. No, it's probably on 2 or 3 lines later when it says earn 3,500.
Oh, okay,
4,000 coins. That will go there.
But really, not that many until you needed to start to get mythical pieces. Which, from what I'm hearing, so I'm not even on this mission yet. I'm hearing this is kind of like a lot of people's pinch point where you're waiting for mythical drops, and obviously the mythical rate is not high.
Well, the mythical rate is about 5%, I think. So that means that you need 20 runs. So that's 400 energy
that's not so
per
much,
drop.
Is it? Actually, yeah. Per drop, okay.
So,
okay.
So that mission will be around 4,000 energy, which is not a lot. It's a lot, but this is not the worst of them.
In the scheme of things,
there is a killer one that you need 4 mythical chests. And
that
could go on and on forever. This is really
because actually you start to get some gem mounting up here. Again, mythical items, another kind of one around Iron Twins, a lot here for 40 Immortal Soul Essence. Wow. How many days was that? That was a week.
That's the worst. Yeah, I think that's the worst because you cannot really speed it up. You just have the key that you have. You have your 12 runs a day, and you're RNG. At the mercy of their RNG.
Yeah, definitely. I'm interested to see your live arena in a second, actually. So you ended up spending about 7,100 gems over the whole set of missions, and it took you 81 days, so just over 11 weeks to complete everything. That's phenomenal work.
I had a lot of fun. I mean, because it's not only the missions. I was completing Romanto at the same time. So, and I was also in a pinch with time, because what was it? Oh yeah, I can only do the 12 secret rooms in the Dark Fair rotation. So I had to reach that point, or I had to wait another 3 months. And so I was doing. I didn't want to set up teams for clearing the 12 rooms in another rotation. So I was doing that, and there was a fusion in the middle, as always there is one. And it was a lot of fun, a lot of wiggling.
Are you holding off of collecting Marius?
Oh no, you can go ahead and collect.
We could go in there. Yeah, what I did want to do is accidentally click in there and it just collects it. And oh man, like I know free to play live. Like you might have been waiting for something else. So yeah, we can see here actually. Just help people see.
Go ahead and collect it, because I wanted to say a little bit. Come on, Plarium. This game is all about visuals, and now you do all this work to get these missions in Romanto, especially, which is super hard, and all you get is this incredible. You've completed every mission, so I mean it's a little bit poor. You could put here a picture, or video, or something. No?
Yeah, definitely like a nice little cutscene or something like that would be.
Whatever. Just go to your inventory and
actually, they when they do put their mind to stuff like that, they do a decent job of it, but they don't do it a lot, do they?
Okay.
So let's have a quick look through your account. Then you've been playing for a couple of years. I mean, it's not like you've got crazy amounts of legendaries here, or would you say? Do you do every fusion? Is that kind of like the way you tend to work?
I don't do every fusion. I kept some I regret, of course. I try to do the ones that they feel more attractive or more useful. But for example, I didn't do either of the Christmas ones because I didn't suit my schedule. But I try to do most of them, especially the ones that they look the better. No, then sometimes you make a mistake. Like for example, at the time I didn't do Morrigan, which I would love to have right now, or the other Sylvan Watcher chick. How is she called? Oela. This was also a good fusion, but I didn't do them. So
I see you've got Chronum. Was that you just grinding more accounts?
Oh yeah. That was me.
I wonder if anyone's actually got Chronum where it wasn't themselves that got Chronum.
It's hard. I mean, I'm telling you, it's hard. And I had a crappy laptop, but at the time, and they were running super slow with the 3 instances of BlueStack. So it was really, it was a terrible experience to get in.
But I see he's not geared, man. So like, you put all that work in, you're not using it. What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, I was using him for a while in several places, but now it dropped off. I don't think I have a place for him in any of my teams at the moment.
Yeah.
At some point it will come, but right now, I just don't. He came out of all the teams. So
I'm curious to see how you don't. Do you enjoy what's kind of like the part of the game you enjoy the most? Would you say?
I think I'll be Hydra. I really like Hydra. I enjoy it. And then the clan boss, the regular clan boss, the original clan boss, the Demon Lord is probably the thing that I enjoy the most doing and helping with. I try to help my clanmates, and I am always, in Deadwood's website searching for split tunes and tweaking, and clan boss is a lot of fun, and Hydra is nice. It's also fun because I feel like it's the only place in the game where you can always improve your team.
Yes. I mean, definitely. I think so. When Hydra launched, I didn't enjoy Hydra, but now I genuinely do enjoy Hydra. I don't love the kind of like the teams which are just kind of breaking Hydra clash, but I do enjoy building out Hydra teams and seeing what's going to work. I mean, are you someone who plays on auto, or will you play on manual if it's going to kind of like min-max your teams?
I generally play on auto. I sometimes may make an exception. Like for example, I did recently a run in Hydro Clash just to see how high I could make it, and this was like a auto, but clicking on the head and taking control of the team sometimes. But in general, I do brutal, hard, and normal in auto, and I can get with my 3 teams about 2.5 billion to 3 billion.
Okay.
But now I have Marius, which I want to try there, and
So we should check out
and some new guys that would be very interesting to make some nice teams.
Oh, you got Falmond as well. Nice.
That's about the only champion that I ever pulled with the prisms, and it was a really surprise.
Yeah, actually, we've done a pull a few of your prism shards today, right? Not prism.
Primal. Since you're here, I set up 2 tags for you to see champions. Like I put in tag number 1 the champions that they are free, or fusions, or login champions and such. And it's an amazing result compared to the ones that I got by pulling shards.
Which tag is that?
The build one.
Build one.
Yeah.
So these are champions that are just for you've earned for free, basically.
That everybody can get. Guaranteed events or fusions or free or whatever. And it's amazing when you compare it to the ones you get naturally by pulling shards. And because number 1, I got a lot more. And number 2, I feel like I have put legendary books in 3 times as many legendary groups in this group than in the other group. So yeah, I mean, the pulling shards, it looks like it's not super worthy if you are not chasing something else, like a fusion.
Does that mean then you will only pull shards if there's like big events running or a fusion running? You know, you somebody who's like, I will wait for something in particular.
Yeah, I mean, once I started doing this because once there was an extra legendary event with Sacreds, and I went all the way to 33. And it was brutal. So I decided I will never do this again. So now I only pull my voids when there's a guaranteed event, and my sacreds for fusions or guaranteed champions. With the ancients, I play a little bit more because they are pretty much worthless. And anyway, I had a ton of gems, so I could buy some 500 or 600 shards with gems. So not that much of a problem. But the hard shards to get, I try to save them and pull them not in the pulling events, but when there is something else, like a fusion or a guaranteed champion. This is
interesting. And I did see like most of your champions here in this group are fully booked or near enough. And
I came to about 65% of the champions in there. They are booked.
Yeah,
and on the other batch, if you go to the tag of build number 2. Those are the ones that I pulled, and I think I only used 3 or 4 guys in here.
Yeah, wow. It's actually way less. Do you have other legendaries, though, that are not in these 2 groups?
Perhaps some in the vault. Not many, but they're probably not even leveled up.
Yeah. But I mean, who's in like your best build? Who's your best geared champion, would you say?
For Arena, I will say King Narcissus, or Rathalos. Rathalos is in a crazy build. As you can see, it's not very impressive gear.
It's still decent, yeah. But I mean, obviously, one of the things to call out here is even as a free to play, like you are able to utilize things like the gear ascension. It takes time. It's interesting because although you are free to play, you now don't play much differently to how I play. So you've kind of got like this person that can afford to just be plus forward, maximum blessings, all that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I spend money, but I spend money mainly on content. So it's mainly like pulling shards or pulling souls. But you're not that much different to me in terms of account level. Considering my account's 2 years older and I've spent tens of thousands of pounds on my account. Like, we're probably running My gear is a bit better, but it's not like crazy better, which is quite interesting.
I always try to supplement the gear with I'm always trying to min max, and I find the big supplement the new area bonuses that you can get with the live arena. I don't like live arena a lot. I'm not a big PvP player, but I farm it. I farm it a lot. So
yeah, wow, that is huge. Yeah.
So that makes a difference in the Hydra.
Massive difference. Wow, that is. And this is the thing. Like mine is not like this at all. I don't do live arena a lot.
Well, I think the live arena is an interesting thing because you can actually farm it, and you don't really need to be super good at PvP. You just because the how the matchmaking is built in the game, it will push you up. It will give you easy matches when you lose too many ones in a row.
Yeah.
By the way, I was taking advantage of this in the Marius missions because there's a couple of missions that you have to do 20 and 40 live arena
I'm on
wins.
one right now, actually. I need to get medals. Yeah.
Yeah, so, but I mean, medals is kind of, you need 5 or 6 wins. Is not a problem. But when you get to 40, there's a mission for 40 wins.
Oh, okay.
That takes a really long time. And when the Marius missions hit the ground, I remember I was very close or already in Gold 2 live arena.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself that you can't be here when you reach this mission. And so I spent the best part of 6 weeks just dropping 10 battles a day.
Oh, did you? Just losing?
Yeah, I just dropped 300 points or something because otherwise it was impossible. I mean, for my level, Gold 2 is way too difficult.
Yeah, when you're asked to actually win. That's the thing, isn't it? Yeah, definitely. This is really impressive, honestly. Like, to have this sort of level of growth in your area bonuses, especially for Hydra, there is madness. It's just giving all of your champs so many more stats. When you can add this to obviously your affinity bonuses as well. Yeah, it's making up for a lot, and you're not for 2 years in. This is a grind, right? The normal Great Hall is an absolute grind.
It is.
Yeah.
But I was really pushing until I completed the crit damage, resistance, and accuracy. The other 3, I got them to level 7, and then I slowed down. I dropped the ball a little bit. But I remember for quite a few months, I think the first year and a half, I was pushing at least 1,200 medals a week.
Yeah, right.
We're doing a lot.
So
it is very, very important. If you don't have the gear, you have to find the stats somewhere else, and this is the easiest place now.
Yeah. So you've got a pretty crazy amount of shards here. You say you save for like special events and stuff like that. 127 voids. In your head, do you always want to have a certain amount available in case of like a guaranteed, or do you just pull as you need to for stuff like fusions?
No, I try to save, especially with the void, because the voids, I feel like they are actually harder to reach a number big enough for a guaranteed event. It's much harder than the sacreds. Sacreds, somehow you need less amount, and I don't want to say they come easier, but they come pretty much at the same rate or very close. So I try to get over 100 void shards and done, or a little bit more if I can. But the sacreds, they go up and down. I sometimes get to 70, then I drop to 40, but I move in between depending on the events. The primals, I pulled everything in the wild, these kind of events that we have running right now, and I never pulled anything bad.
So you only pull when there's a 2 times on actual mythicals?
Actually, I think the 50 primal shards that I pulled, it was a 2 times on everything, like the event that we have right now. I mean, you can actually go and pull all those because I'm.
Do we want to pull these 23?
Yeah, you are luckier than me because
I don't know, man. I pulled mine today. Like it was, I did get a mythical, but I don't know if it's the one I wanted. You haven't pulled a mythical for a shard yet, have you? I don't think I saw one. No.
I have Lady Mikage. I have a feeling that my second one will be Carnage, which is still a ways off. I think another 5 months to get him. But
how are you finding? Let's do this while we're going. How are you finding Sintranos life? Have you been able to clear any of that anywhere decent on hard?
Yeah, I mean, I can barely touch on the Soul Cross. I cleared a few stages over there, but the other three areas I can do pretty much all the stages, and I have beaten the Lunar Archon in every rotation so far. And I find the very interesting boss. I kind of like it. It takes a while until you understand how it works, but and there's a lot of RNG involved.
Yeah.
But when you get the right team, you can kind of minimize the RNG. So I don't find it so difficult anymore.
Okay. By the way, first 10, man. It's Epic Town.
That's my usual thing. I mean, epics are good now, so it's
yeah. I mean, getting +4s now is actually probably the equivalent of having legendaries for some of them. Come on, let's have some sort of at least a legendary. Come on.
I never got a legendary, and this will be now tapping into the Mercy, right? Is it 70 or 75?
Yeah,
without the legend. Yeah, so.
Oh wow!
Now this is my usual stuff.
So you're saying you've pulled over 70 primals now without even a legendary. Wow.
I mean, for the first Void legendary, I had to go all the way to Mercy, and I only pulled Wild ×2 events.
Yeah, to notice you don't have that many Void legendaries, do you? Like,
no, I pulled Grazur, which was a very lucky pull, and then I pulled what's his face, Benetar, and the guaranteed Narcissus.
Yeah,
that's all I pulled in 2 years. Then I did spend some voids on some key epics. Oh, Morag is nice.
Morag's nice, yeah. But sorry, man, I didn't even get you gold. That's I said my luck's not been in today.
I think the account is cursed, so it's not just clicking the account. But what they say, no, yeah, Morag +3. That's nice. That's
nice. Yeah. Morag's a great champ, especially for Soul Cross as well. So I guess now that you've finished, your missions, obviously your account's in really good shape. I guess you're not really in a place that you're going to be pushing for, like plat arena finishes and stuff like that. So, what?
I tried it once,
what
but
drives you
couldn't make it. As I said, Hydra is it's a lot of fun for me. I'm trying some champions here and there. Like for example, I put it on my team, Suzerain Katon, which is a champion that usually nobody uses, but I haven't done any rounds this week today. But
have you set up? Is it this team here?
Yeah, and that guy he really pulls its weight. He's dealing a ton of damage and decrease defense, weaken, decrease speed. So
I'm seeing a lot of people use him actually recently. I'm seeing him in some big teams, and he is doing the majority of the damage in those big teams.
Yeah, because I mean he's an attack-based champion, so he can do some damage. But because of him having all abilities on an AOE, is a perfect candidate for a curse set. And then, of course, the damage ramps up. But he is doing north of 150 million in the runs.
I see you've got a 370% crit damage Rathalos as well, man. That's I
think I should rebuild him and look for some more attack and less crit damage at this point, because I built him before I had his soul and before I had the 30% extra crit damage from the area bonus. So all of a sudden it went from 300 to 370, and I think it's now not the best it could be. I'm loving the champ. It's super fun. Use him on my Glambos team as well.
I mean, super impressive stuff, man. Like, I really appreciate you sort of coming on and talking us through, your experience and how you got to Marius so quickly. It's really impressive. I always love it when free-to-play players come on, or even low spenders, honestly, that have just pushed the boundaries of the game. I mean, is there anything else that you wanted to kind of show us before we wrap up?
I know that there is a lot of videos out there about champ training, But I'm surprised nobody's talking about the sparring pit. I think for me, it was a really big discovery. Like
Right.
nobody has this unlocked, and even fewer people have it maxed. But I can 6-star one champion every week without ever touching campaign. So this is such a big thing that I don't understand why people don't use it. Why it has such a bad press. For me, it would be probably after saving 800 gems for your campaign farmer masteries at the very beginning of the game. This would be the immediate place to dump your gems.
Yeah,
I mean,
to max this out. So you'd fully max it, even if you were going again. Yeah.
Again, I usually drop in here 5 champions 4-star level 21, which I save from the champion trainings. Yeah. And they go all the way to level 40 in 1 week. So I virtually have all the food I need for a 6-star every week. Like this is super important, and especially for progression players. I think everybody should max this out. It's such a big help.
And do you find, because obviously in Fusions there's all the champion training events and stuff like that, are you using that basically as your way to get your food champions ready then? So you're constantly ready for the next champion training? Yeah,
exactly. And because of the way of the dungeon divers and the tournaments they work, that is really not worth to push to the harder stages, which is something that they should change. Because if it's from my point of view, I think they think that they are putting an energy requirement, not a point requirement, so that they should move it to, okay, dungeon divers is spend X amount of energy in 3 days instead of reaching this amount of points based on the quality of the gear, because in the end, everybody's farming now normal 20. So they put an effort into creating these new dungeons, which are nice, but you clear them for fun once or twice, and then you go back to farming normal 20, because the gear is not worth, and if you go for the harder stages, then it's going to take another 20% energy on top. So I usually do all my level 20s and 30s while on the tournaments, Dragon, Ice Golem, all of those. And the level 40s I get from the sparring pit. So jump training is super easy.
And I guess it just requires you to be able to log in regularly, I guess, to make real use of the sparring pit is I say regularly. I mean, it's still like hours away before the next one.
Yeah, it's not it's not so frequent as you would think, because from this level, from level 30 to level 40, you can do maybe 2 levels per day. That means 1 overnight and 1 in the morning. So
okay, yeah. Interesting take on it. That's definitely something I've not heard many people speak about. So, and I do like it because obviously from your point of view, I mean, right now you've got a ton of gems, but is this something you did early then, when you were like early in the game?
I didn't do it at the very beginning because again, I learned the game watching YouTube videos, and nobody's talking about this, so nobody's doing. But then I reached a point that said, look, I have a ton of gems. I'm not using them for anything. I'm going to just unlock this. And then I unlock all the slots and said, this is nice. So let's upgrade them. And I think I unlocked the whole thing about a year ago. And since then, I never touched campaign. I mean, it's always the last mission that gets completed every month, and I have to go in the normal mode. But yeah.
That's cool,
man.
At
least one champion per week.
Yeah, nice. Well, Danny, as I say, thanks for coming on and sharing the account. Any last words before we kind of close it off?
No, I think it was it's been a fun game. I'm enjoying it a lot. It's a great community. Shout out to all the people in my clan, and thank you for having me here. It was a really nice experience.
Brilliant. Yeah. Well, thanks for coming on. Look, guys. Free-to-play life. It's too easy, right? But yeah, no, it's really awesome what people can achieve on these free-to-play accounts. Thanks again, Danny, for coming on. And yeah, guys, we will see you in the next one.